HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Good evening and welcome to The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. I'm LaDawn Davis. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's what's making news. Bahamian culture was displayed at its best during the official opening ceremony of the 2013 Carifta Games, as nearly 600 athletes from 25 countries and thousands of cheering Bahamians and patriotic fans gathered at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium last night for the official opening of the 42nd annual Carifta Games. It represents the 7th time the Bahamas is hosting the region's premier junior track and field meet, and more significantly, it's the inaugural regional sporting event in the new multi-million-dollar national stadium. Prime Minister Perry Christie was on hand to welcome the athletes and coaches and officially open the games. He reflected on the theme of this year's games, a celebration of Caribbean unity.
For 41 years, the Carifta Games has provided our region with the opportunity to engage in friendly competition that drives us to push ourselves and each other to excel. Over the years, our athletes have developed an appreciation and respect for one another at Carifta, which has been translated into admiration and support for each other whenever and wherever we perform on the international stage. For example, there is no Caribbean person who did not celebrate with the Jamaicans when Usain Bolt won the 100 meters and 200 meters sprints. And there is no Caribbean person who did not rejoice when the Bahamian Golden Knights took the gold medal in the 4x400 relay in the 2012 Summer Olympics. And you would remember every Caribbean man and woman would have run that last leg with our team when we ran down Team USA on the last leg, to the thunderous cheers and applause of people around the world. So our sporting successes as a region help to unite us. We feel cohesion as a people with similar histories and culture.
The Carifta Games has become the breeding ground for many of the region's world-class athletes, and as these junior athletes represent the future for Caribbean athletics, Prime Minister Christie says it is vital to continue nurturing young people who show new and surprising talent for athletics.
For our part, the Bahamian government is already in the advanced stages of planning a national sports academy so that we can properly harness national talent and ensure that our young athletes from throughout the Bahamas have the greatest opportunities made available to them. Our region is already on the map as a powerhouse in track and field sports, and we, as a region, would like to maintain that distinction.
International Association of Athletic Federation Vice President Robert Hirsch bringing remarks on behalf of that organization at last night's Carifta opening ceremony. He was very impressed with the construction and features of the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. The IAAF executive announced the details of a global track meet that will be held there in 2014.
We know it's a very significant event. It's the first time we've had a World Relays event. And that event will be partly qualifier for the World Championships of 2015, and the next year it will qualify for the Olympic Games. This is the first time that the IAAF has ever had a qualifying competition directly for places in the World Championships and the Olympics outside of those events themselves. And you'll see that right here, again, the first World Relays, next May 2014. And I know our president will be here. And again, thank you all.
Police need your help tonight to locate the person or persons responsible for the country's latest murder. Police received information around 2 o'clock this morning that a man was reportedly shot at Peach Street off Montrose Avenue. When authorities arrived on the scene, they found the body of a Caucasian man with gunshot injuries to the upper body. Police have yet to determine a motive for this murder. However, they're appealing for any information from the public by contacting them immediately. The Ministry of Social Services and Community Development, in conjunction with the National Child Protection Council and Suspected Child Abuse and Neglect Unit, officially launched Child Protection Month this week under the theme Protecting Our Children. In a changing world, together we can guide, provide, and protect. Minister of Social Services Melanie Griffin noted the increase in the number of child abuse cases over the years and believes that parents need to play an important role in monitoring the activities of their children, especially over the internet.
One thing that remains sure in the whole equation is that whether a problem is old or whether it's a new problem, the best method by which to fight it is parental supervision. There is not now, there was not then, never has there been or ever will be a substitute for parents being involved in the lives of their children and what they are doing at any given moment of their lives.
Meanwhile, the lack of staff within the Ministry of Social Services and Community Development is a challenge of Minister Melanie Griffin. She told our ZNS News team that the ministry depends on urban renewal to make up for its shortfalls.
Manpower is an issue, but we utilize the resources we have at hand to the best of our ability to ensure that we reach every area. But I can also say the coming on stream of the urban renewal program, particularly where we now once again have trained social workers in the program in each area. It certainly helps the situation.
And in the wake of alleged attempted suicides by two 17-year-olds in the recent weeks, Minister Griffin is appealing to persons with problems to seek help immediately.
We have to be constantly encouraging them. We have some people calling, but the national hotline is for, it's just that national for all persons in distress, whether it's child abuse, whether it's someone who is contemplating suicide, whether it's someone homeless or in need of assistance, whatever the situation is a national hotline. But that is why it's so important for us to continue to publicize it.
When the weekend edition continues, a high-level Bahamian delegation spending the Easter in Brazil. That story and more coming up.